differently. So first of all, Portion Fix, why I think it's great. The Portion Fix with the little colored coded containers has been around for several years now and started out with the 21-day fix workout program. All right, so a lot of you are familiar with these color coded containers. What's really great about them is a couple things. Number one, it teaches you portion control. So if I tell you you need to eat protein, it will tell you how much protein to put on your plate. It also teaches you the proper ratio of the food groups. So if I say make sure to eat some protein today, it tells you how many times throughout the day you should eat protein. So it teaches you how much protein, how many times you should have protein, and it also teaches you what the best sources of protein are. So there are food lists that go along with each color-coded container, and you can go to those lists and look at what the healthiest options are that will give you the most nutrition and keep you full are for the different food groups. So it is a really great basic plan for teaching healthy eating, what you should be eating, how much you should be eating of it. In America today, our portion sizes when you eat out are crazy big. And so many of us are so busy with work and kids and activities that a lot of times people are eating out or doing takeout a lot. So our view of what a proper portion size has been very skewed by the huge amounts that we see in stores and restaurants. So it really helps shift your mindset to know what a proper portion size is that should be going on your plate. One of the cool things that I like to do is to actually measure out. So say I'm making dinner and I have chicken and green beans and brown rice. I'll put my chicken in the red container, I'll put my rice in the yellow container, my green beans in the green container, and then I dump them on my plate. So I can see if I have just a regular plate I get out, I can eyeball how much chicken, rice, and green beans I would need. So it's a very great plan from taking you towards measuring everything out to having a visualization of how much should be going on your plate. So really great healthy eating with that plan. What I love, it's a simple plan to follow. You fill out a simple calculation based on your current weight and how active you are and what you're doing for exercise, and you get a calorie range for either weight loss or maintenance or if you're building muscle. And then from there, it tells you, okay, you should be getting this many servings of vegetables, this many servings of fruit, this many servings of protein. So you go through a simple calculation and it basically tells you this is what you should be eating throughout the day as far as food groups and portion sizes. From there, it's up to you on what you enjoy. So if you only like a small list of vegetables, you can go to the vegetable list and just pick from the ones you enjoy. You don't have to follow fancy recipes or a set meal plan of things that you don't like or your kids don't like. So I love that it's customizable and you can focus on the healthy foods that you enjoy while also trying to branch out and try some new ones. So I love that it's customizable. I have some picky eaters in my family. So it has really helped me build healthy eating for my family in a way that is not torture for them. All right. There are a ton of resources. So if you say, I want to eat, use the Portion Fix. There are so many resources out there. Pinterest has recipes and meal plans galore. There's the Fixate cooking show that has all kinds of recipes that you can make that fit the plan. The Beachbody blog has tons of articles and recipes and meal plans and meal prep tips on there. So there are a ton of resources to help you with planning meals and meal prep and staying on track. So really great plan. Those are all the things I love about it. The feedback that I've gotten of what makes it maybe to the con list is that it does require time and practice for planning out your meals and tracking. So it's not one of those things you can just wing it. You have to sit down and plan out your meals and make sure you're getting the right containers throughout your day. As you're going along, you really need to be tracking what you're doing to see if you're hitting those containers. So it does take time and effort to get it down, to understand what the containers are, and to plan things out. The other thing is you can have a perfect plan laid out, but if you're not hitting your plan, a lot of people end up feeling guilty or feeling like they're failing at it because they caved and had a glass of wine, or they caved and had a bag of potato chips. So I find that sometimes people struggle when they can't be perfect at it. There's some emotions that come into that of feeling like they're failing or feeling overwhelmed. For me personally, I've been doing it long enough that my feedback on it is I don't always want an orange container and a blue container every day. I don't. I'd rather have 4 more teaspoons of healthy fat. So that's something that I've gotten hung up on. Also, when I'm in maintenance mode and not in weight loss mode, I feel like I am hungry, but I don't need that many servings of the purple and the yellow, which are your fruits and the carbohydrates, a lot of the grains and starchy veggies. I feel like that's a lot for my body. I don't really need that much. So I've gotten to the point that for maintenance, I feel like it's not the perfect plan for me. And I also have come to the realization that every body is different. So the portion fix might work awesome for you, or you might really struggle at it. Every body is different. I think you can learn a lot from that program. I think it's a great basic healthy eating plan for most people. Once you learn about the portion sizes, and once you learn about what foods you should be eating or aren't great to be a part of your diet, then it gets into what is best for you to maintain for life. Because if you don't want to eat the orange container and the blue container every day for life, you're not going to do it. And I think that's one thing is once people go off portion fix and they stop using their containers and they stop measuring things out, then they tend to go back to what they were doing before and then gain some weight back. And then I'll have them come back and say, oh, I need to get back on the containers again. So there's some of that it seems like it's more of a diet mentality that some people take of I'm going to do this to lose some weight and then I'm going to go back to what I was doing before.